Well, this week's supplies have showed up. All right, today we're going to be talking about the vintage air kit. I bought this a little sooner than I obviously needed it, but I have some work to do. So for instance, I got a heater delete dash, right? So I've got to figure out, this is the plate that you use to mount, to cover the hole opening in the standard dash, and they give you this as part of the vintage air kit. I've got to try to locate that on this, and I was kind of hoping to have some better reference points, but I don't really have any. So I've got to try to figure out where this goes, drill the holes to mount the vintage air kit, because I wanted those holes done before I did the final coat of epoxy. The other thing I've got to do is, this is the bulkhead for the hoses to go through the old fan hole. And what I want to do here is I just want to drill a couple of riv nuts holes for the two mounting points here and here. So I just want to locate this, find where I'm supposed to punch the holes, drop a couple riv nuts so this can just be bolted right on again prior to doing epoxy. So I've got to locate this, get this squared away. Not really sure how it goes yet, but one way or the other, that's got to go in there. The other part that I needed to do is I have to drill a couple holes in the dash, and they give you these cool little templates for the dash holes. Now, if I had to do this again, I have bought a regular non-AC car dash. If I was doing vintage air again, and knowing what I know now, I would still definitely go with the heater delete firewall, because I just think it looks better, and why cover up a hole, have to cover a hole if you're not going to use it. Just got to locate the mounting points. But I would definitely get the AC dash, because that would already have the holes in it for the OEM ovals here for the air ducts in the dash, and it would have the cutout for the AC control. The AC vent in the dash. So those things considered, my advice would definitely be, if you're going to do vintage air, get the AC dash. Don't worry about anything else, just get the AC dash. It's going to save you some work in the long run. But again, I wanted to cut the vent holes in the dash and do any modifications I have to do to that before I get the car in epoxy. It's just safer, it's going to be cleaner, and all the edges will be sealed, and I won't have to worry about it. So again, that's why I went ahead and purchased this kit, and I got the whole shoot match here. The condenser box is over there, but the idea being, I'll just put that stuff on the shelf till I need it, but I really want to get it fitted up so that when I go to mount it, I'm not cutting and drilling into freshly painted panels. That will just always go wrong for me. So I got to do a little bit of research, see if there's a clever way to locate this. I'll watch a couple of their videos again, but then I'll come back and I'll kind of show you where I'm at with it. So I watched the vintage air video, and ultimately all I had to do was match this contour up here and get it fairly tight to this face. So that should locate it pretty well. I'm going to take my center punches now and punch punch these holes so that I can locate them. I drilled 2 holes to start just so I could hang it properly, and then locate these 3, and I'll enlarge those holes just a little bit once I get everything where I want it. But that's basically how you get that up there. I'll try to take some measurements and see if I can't come up with some useful locations on where these holes actually are once I get this located. So I just dropped a couple of riv nuts through this one at a time so they stay lined up properly. And this is the plate, the bulkhead plate. Of course, the fender comes out to here, the inner fender's in here, but this is where the AC and water lines go through the firewall, down through the vent hole into the vintage air unit. So that kind of wraps up this side. Now I'm going to go over to the dash and try to locate up and mark my points for the dash vents that I have to cut. So these are the cool little templates they give you. And this one is pretty straightforward. You just line up the hole. I believe that's the light switch or the wiper switch, I'm not sure which. And then line up this edge. And then go in with the prick punch and punch a center hole right in that little tiny hole in the middle. Then, you can see I've already done it. I've got my hole punched. Now I'm going to hit that with a 2.5-inch hole saw to open that up. And of course, once I do that, I will grind the edges smooth and hit it with some epoxy and then repeat on the other side. All right, so I've got the 2 holes cut for the dash, and I have just filed them, took a hand file, got the burr off, so those are good. Now I've got to go through and cut on those silver lines that I just made. I got to cut those out for the center vent for the AC unit. So those will be next. I'll just nip those with a grinder and then put some epoxy on all these bare surfaces and we should be good.